Hi everybody, today I'm making a skate, a pair of skates for a baby doll. It's in the 0 to 6 months size. So what you're going to need are two different colors of yarn. This is weighted, let's see, 7 ounce, US size 8, that's knitting. Crochet is the letter I. Hook. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. It's a nice chunky yarn. And then I use a G size hook when I make this size. And then of course like a pair of scissors. And if you're wondering, a piece of chocolate for any moment that I feel that I may need it. So to get started, we're gonna make the main boot part. So take your, what color that you want for that. Create a chain. Okay, now we're gonna chain 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Loop around and go into the third chain from the hook and make a double crochet stitch. Make a second double crochet stitch in the same loop. Okay. And then we're going to do a double crochet stitch in, working back through that chain, in each one across till we get to the very end. And then we'll be doing something a little different on that last space. Go ahead and make one double crochet in that last space. So you should have, if you count it back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 double crochets. This last space, you're gonna want a total of 6 double crochets in there. So since we've already done 1, let's get another 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little more of that out. All right, now we're going to be working back down on the other side of that chain. Just one double crochet in each space as we work our way to that chain on the very end. Now, just like with this side that had 6, we need 6 on this side. The chain 2 right here count as 1, so 1, 2, 3. So you're going to put 3 double crochets in that last chain space. So 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch into the top of that chain from the previous. Okay, now chain 1, going into that space right there, we're going to do 2 half double crochets. So you want to get yarn around your hook and go in, out, and pull the yarn all the way through to make that half double. All right, 1 in the next one, next one, next one. You're gonna do this till you have 8 half double crochets in this round, I should say. All right, about there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the next 6 stitches, you're going to be doing 2 half double crochets in each one. Think about that being the front of the skate where the toes are. So you want a little bit more space there for the toes. Okay, I'm almost done. There's the 6th one. Okay, so you should have 8 stitches left in this row around. And you're just going to do a half double crochet in each one around. All right, slip stitch into the top of that first half double. All right, and then chain 1. So now we're going to start to work our way up around the skate. What you're going to do is do 1 half double crochet in each stitch around, but this is going to be into the back loop only. So you want to do this in the same stitch you slip stitched into, okay, like that. Back loop only, because that's what's going to give our shape going up instead of to continue going around. So you see how that's looking, right? Okay. You're doing great. This is going to be super easy and look so cute. All right, so back around at the beginning, slip stitch into that first half double, chain 1. Now I'm going to skip this stitch and do a single crochet into the next one. Okay, 1 single crochet into the next 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, pulling more. Half double crochets into the next 4, just 1 into each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now we're going to do half double crochets, only we're decreasing. So you're going to do wrap around the yarn around the hook, go into this space, hook, pull it out, go into the next one, hook around, pull out, and then you should have 4 on your hook. Wrap the yarn again around your hook and pull all the way together. So instead of having 2 stitches here, we're decreasing it down to just 1. You're gonna do that to the next, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. So a total of 4 decreases. it'll start to make that shape at the top of the boot part. All right, now 4 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just doing what we did on the other side. So now we need 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Slip stitch into the top of the first one and chain 1. Okay, so that should be what your little skate is starting to shape into. Now we're going to do a single crochet into the same, we're not skipping this round, so into that same stitch, do 1, next one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We're going to do 4 decrease stitches again. So your so the next 8 should be what you're decreasing down to 4 stitches. So yarn over, pull through, to that one, that one, and one more. And we're going to work 8 single crochets back down the other side till we get to the first single crochet of the row. Okay. And let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I guess I am going to put that 8th single crochet into that same stitch. Slip stitch, pull through, chain 1, chain 2 this time. We're going to start working in double crochets going up. So, and the reason, if you're curious why I skipped a stitch in the previous round, is just because as we start working up, you'll start to see this line form. And by kind of staggering which stitch I start in, kind of keeps that line straighter instead of starting to turn and go out. Okay, so we're going to be doing double crochets in each stitch across. This round, since I did a single crochet in the same stitch in the previous one, like I said with that line, I'm just going to try and keep things as straight as possible, and you'll see that this is a good example to show. So this one I didn't stagger, and you'll start to see this line kind of going off. I'm going to try to keep it a little straighter this time. So we're going to skip that first stitch, go into the next one, and put a double crochet in. Work your double crochets in each stitch going around. See, almost done with this booty. It's so easy to do, and You will be proud of yourself when you are finished. All right, so back around to the beginning, slip stitch into the top of that double crochet, chain 2. Next round, I'm going to go into the same stitch right here and do a double crochet in each stitch around. I hope your day is going well. I have a nice sunny day at my house, so no complaints. All right, slip stitch into the top of that double crochet, chain 2 again. I'm going to skip that first stitch, go into the second one, and double crochet around again to the beginning of that round. And this is the last round for the boot. Look at that. The boot is the easy part. The wheels, I'm going to be honest, they're not necessarily hard. They're just tedious that you have to make 8 of them. But again, it's a project that you can get done in a day, and is really cute once it's finished. Okay, so I'm at the top of that first round, first double crochet. So slip stitch, I'm gonna only chain 1, kind of create a knot, get your scissors, and snip. All right, so pull through. So now you can kind of see what I mean about that line, right? Look at that, straight, okay? Not going crooked or anything. So as you see, like I staggered where I started each round. All right, so I want to get rid of this tail. I'm going to kind of pull it inside the boot. Okay, just like that. Tighten it up as much as possible. And then just snip that off. All right, so here's our boot. How cute is that? So you want to set that off to the side. Now, to create the wheels, we are going to start with this color, but you're going to want to have access to your other color nearby because you're going to be grabbing that. All right, so on here, as you can see, we're going to start right in the middle. It's called a magic circle. And you're going to start a magic circle with that color. So looping around, taking your hook inside the circle, yarn on, pull through, 1, 2, like that, okay? And then I'm going to do 6 half double crochets to make up that middle of the circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, take your tail there and start to pull it. Slip stitch into the top of the first half double, or really I guess the chain 2 that's sitting there, like that. All right, so that's the very middle of these wheels. Now what you're gonna do is take the other color, yarn over, create a, like you're gonna do a chain, okay? A loop. Put it on your hook. Kind of hold that tail behind there out of the way, like this. Slip stitch it through, chain 1, and then you're gonna do 2 half double crochets in each stitch around. So 1, 2, woo. Let's do that. 3. You're probably ahead of me by now, aren't you? I need to catch up. Half double, half double, half double. There's gonna be a total of 12 half doubles when you are finished with this round. If you wanna go ahead and count if you're already done. Okay. When you get to that end, you're going to slip stitch into the top of that first half double. And let's close up that space. I'm gonna tighten that blue behind there a little bit. Tighten, tighten. Okay. This is also where I like to get my scissors and go ahead and cut this, the blue, or whatever color you used for the middle that's still attached. Okay. So, chain 1. Now we're going to be working, this next round is going to create the side of the wheel. I like to skip this one because we don't want it to stay flat. So we want it to start creating that curve. All right, half double crochets again, skip the first one, but just 1 in each one, not 2. 1 half double in each stitch around. How'd you get out there? Okay. That last one, whoop, lost it. All right, let's go back inside of there and take care of those blue tails that are kind of just hanging there. So I'm just gonna knot that twice. Just like that. And go ahead and snip all 3. Get them out of the way. There we go. All right, whoop, other way. Slip stitch into the top of the first half double. Okay, chain 1. Now we're going to start to close up this little wheel. And what we're going to do is decreasing. And that's every 2 stitches. You're going to want to decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so back around basically to the front. So you have just this little hole sitting there. Slip stitch into the top of that first decrease, half double, okay? Chain 1. Now, I like to give myself a little bit of a chain to this, or tail to this, because then I'm going to use this tail to sew it on to the boot. So, whoop, it did not snip. There we go. Pull that tail through. Go ahead and tighten. Okay. So you have your first wheel, just like that. So now's a good time to pause the video. Go ahead and, or go back if you need to. You're gonna wanna create 8 more of these wheels, because next I'm gonna show you how to sew it on. First I'm going to make another wheel, and then, yeah, I'll show you how to get those sewn on together. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on a second wheel. So 6 half doubles into the middle. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close that up. Slip stitch. Get the other color. There we go. 2 half doubles in each stitch across for a total of 12 half doubles in the round. The wheels is honestly the part where I would have that chocolate. Just a little bit of a pickup. In the middle doing 8 of these. Okay. Slip stitch, pull through, chain 1. Let's go ahead and cut a tail here. Get you out of the way. Tie these tails off. Skip the first stitch, 1 half double in each stitch across, making the side of our wheel. Get around, slip stitch, chain 1, decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, I thought about doing this dark teal color for the second booty, but I realized that the darker color is not the greatest for you to be able to see as well as I'm doing this. So that's why I'm keeping with this lighter color pink. All right, and then we're gonna find that top of the first one, slip stitch, chain 1, make a little tail, pull tight. Okay, So now that I have two, I can show you about sewing them on. First though, I do like to take this tail and kind of in the side of the wheel is where I want it to come out at. So kind of pull it through there, okay? That'll make it easier for sewing on. Same thing with this one. Whoop. There we go. All right. So, and I just realized I forgot my needle. Well, my yarn needle, I hope yours is nearby. All right. Whoop. So you should have a yarn needle that obviously is a little bit bigger, quite a bit bigger than your normal sewing needle. So take either one of your tails. I like to kind of curl the end to make it a little easier to thread. Get that through. Okay. So I like to start sewing towards the front of the boot first. Kind of find, you know, probably about there, right? So go in like that. I'm turning it around. In through the wheel. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and thread it through the boot to the back side. Make sure this tail is pointed towards the boot. It's not like out crazy in the open. Run this tail into the other wheel. Okay, and I know I keep flipping it around, but I'm trying to show you, get you a better sense of what I'm doing. I like to sew the sides of them together right here. So taking my needle, going through the wheel like that, through the side of the other one, back across. I'm going across here. And don't like, that's barely on there. So I'm going to run it back into the boot part. Okay. Maybe this is the part I need my chocolate. So now I can take these two, tie them nice and tight, like that. I think I'm gonna do a third one, just in case that gets yanked. And then snip, just like that. Okay, so now you've got your wheels on one side. Look how cute that is, a little pink and blue, a dusty rose and blue, aqua blue. So then once after you get your other two on there, that's when I'm gonna put the shoelace. Do that by taking your accent color. You kind of have to, I'm not really sure how long that is. maybe 18 inches plus 18, 36 inches or so. It's okay if it's, you know, ends up being too long. You don't want it to be too short. And this is really a preference for how long you want your shoelaces. I kind of like them long, hanging over a little bit. All right, so in the front of the boot, we're gonna go, let's go in here and pull that through. All right, go in the same stitch on the other side, like that. All right, does that make sense? Hopefully you can see that well enough. It's like 1, 2, 3 double crochets between it. And it's that first, just underneath that first double crochet row, like that. And then this is when I want to make sure that my shoelaces are the same length before I start going up. All right, take your hook, go in this space right above here. Sorry, going the other way. Same side, you don't want to start crossing it yet. Yarn it through, pull it, okay. Same thing, same stitch on the side. Get that yarn and pull it through. Now we can cross them. So I'm gonna go in right here. Take this one across, through. Go in right here with the yarn, pull it through. Okay, so when going into the last spaces at the very top, you're just going right above, keeping on the same side. What you can also do that I've done before is in order maybe the foot or leg that you're putting this on is very small in comparison to the boot. So you might want to, you can pull these, go a little further back on either side, a little wider. And that way when you tighten it, it will pull this together, if that makes sense, to make a smaller spot. And then you can, you know, get a little tighter on the leg. Now, I can already tell that my string is plenty long. I didn't need to cut it that long. But I like an insurance plan, just in case. Now, just cut wherever you think it would look good. And that is your boot, your skate. I don't know why I'm calling it a boot. Thanks for following along with me today. Let me know in the comments what color combinations you used. Thank you.